Joey Sakkal here, captain of the Brooklyn Sluggers. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. That's why I'm going to do this quick vid regarding my team. Bezat Hashem, this year is going to be an even better year than last year with the help of Morty, Jackie Schwecki, Joey Dweck, and all. So I'm going to go through my lineup, go through my team, and hopefully we get this done. So this year, I'm probably not pitching this year, so I picked up the best available pitcher on the market, in my opinion. My brother Ray Sakkal, two-time champ, two-time Cy Young Award winner, and much more than that as well. He's obviously a very elite hitter. That also comes into play of him being the second overall pick of this draft. That being said, obviously the pitcher needs his best friend, and I picked up, in my opinion, like I said, the best available catcher on the board, Michael Shikalo, the warehouse, as we all know him, vet of this league, would go down and dirty for every ball that goes in the air. He's played with Ray Sakkal for a long time, so once I saw him available, I really made sure that he was going to be on my team. Being said, I'm going to get to the fielding over here. Obviously, nothing's official. I'm just going through the list and just talking out loud. Obviously, everything's subject to change. Looking at my team right now, left side of the infield, obviously, shortstop is going to be Neil Schwecki. We played with him last year. Unbelievable. Once I saw him available as well, I needed to make sure he was on my team. Last year, we had a great time. He's an elite competitor, and that's what we need for any team to take the championship home, I guess. Neil is a great bat, great glove. We know him as vet of this league. So my third baseman is Yakov Levy. He's a rookie in this league, but he's my longtime friend, and he's really a first baseman. This is his first year playing third base, but he's a very elite fielder. So he's going to try to play third base, and I believe he's going to do great. I've seen him play third base a couple of times, and I told him, listen, this is how it's going to be. You got to try to play third base, and he's very confident. He's going to do great. Going to my right side of the infield, this is where it gets, it's not so official, so I'm going to throw it in there. Second base, we're going to have a rotation between Ronnie Manesh, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. Ronnie, as you know, he was on my team last year. He's one of the main guys, the main reasons why I'm coming back as a captain. He made it really easy for me. He really helped me in making the lineup, setting the field, and he's really that guy everyone wants on that team. Ronnie is an elite hitter, great hitter, gets you the single whenever you need it, double whatever you need it, whatever you need to be done, play outfield, play catcher. He's that guy that's always going to be saying okay. Also, I'm going to slot in as David Didia. He might be catching here and there as well. He was my catcher last year, very elite. He's one of the reasons why David Didia is one of the reasons why I want to come back as captain, because like I said, like Ronnie, he made my job very easy as a captain. He's a guy that you want on your team as well. So we get a lot of repetitiveness in this lineup because I really liked my team last year, and I'm trying to kind of copy it from last year. First base, we're going to have a switch of a couple of guys as well. Irving Settin, Leo Settin's little brother. We know Leo, he's an athlete, so Irving is just as better as him, actually, if that makes sense. Irving, I know him as a little kid. He's a big guy. He can hit the ball very hard, and he's also a very elite glove at first base as well. So is Levy. I just know them as the Levy brothers. They really killed me last year in that conference playoffs. So I was like, I need to make sure one of them is on my team this year, and I made that happen. So I'm not pronouncing his first name correctly. I forgot his first name because I'm doing this off cuff. But Levy is a very elite hitter. As far as I remember, every time he got up to that plate, I'm like, oh no. That was the case for most of Ike Chaz's lineup last year, but Levy is a very good hitter. Very good hitter, and he's probably an elite glove. I don't remember him fielding, but I really picked him because I know he's an elite hitter. Going to the outfield, Kemi Mala. Like I said, I picked a lot of guys from last year that I know did well. I tried picking my whole team last year, but obviously didn't work out. It's kind of impossible to do that, but I did the most I can. Kemi Mala, he's one of the top hitters in this league. When he makes contact with that ball goes very far. So Kemi Mala, he's unbelievable fielder, unbelievable competitor. I play with him in a basketball league every Wednesday night, and he's literally an ox, you know? So he's like that on the baseball field. Unbelievable, like I said, unbelievable fielder, and his strength is really his bat. So Kemi Mala is going to have a very good year, Bezat Hashem. Going on to the next person, Maurice Miz. I had him last year as well. He's also an athlete. I like to pick athletes from other sports because when they're athletes in other sports, they're really athletes in softball, you know? It really correlates. So Maurice Miz, he's a great tennis player. His brother's an elite 5-star athlete somewhere in college. I don't know what it is. He's an athlete himself in tennis, actually. But he's also an athlete in softball. He was on my team last year. In the beginning, he didn't really have a glove. It was like the first time playing, and he really progressed as the season went on. And at the end of the year, I think he won Most Improved Player last year, and that was well deserved. And this year, he's going to just obviously become one of the elite bats and elite fielders in this league as well. Last but not least, Joe Hedaya. Michael Sakkal really put a recommendation to pick him up. He's an unbelievable competitor, unbelievable athlete. Although I never saw you play or anything, if Michael Sakkal gave in a good word for you, we know you're gonna be a top of the line player. And then there's me, Morty, Jackie, Joey Dweck. Feel free, whatever you want to say about me, but I don't like talking about myself right now, even though I do. But I'm just gonna let you guys take care of that.
Okay, next up we have the Sluggers, captained by Joey Sakkal. You guys just heard him talk about his team, and now we're going to jump into it. I'm here again with Aldi to kind of help me through this. And right away we're going to start at the pitcher's mound. This is the first pitcher off the board, and I actually agree with it. This was the right pick. I don't know if it was the right pick for Joey, because Joey himself is a good pitcher who, you know, has pitched in big games and won. But it's hard to, you know, nitpick when you get Ray Sakkal in the first
Definitely
one.
the most controversial move, I'd say,
Yeah, probably.
in the league this season is that Joey, for me, I mean, piggybacking off of Ray first, Ray is, in my opinion, the most dangerous pitcher in the league, where he could just take over and dominate a game. And I don't think there's any pitcher, I mean, sans Marcone, when he's really on, that can dominate a game the way Ray can. But then again, a lot of, you know, Ray goes where his team takes him. So if Ray's team is not performing so well, Ray's not gonna, you know, he's not gonna be too happy with that. But then piggybacking off of that for Joey, I've only seen Joey pitch.
Same.
So to move him into center field, especially in a revamped year, is an interesting decision, especially with Kemi in left.
Yeah.
And Kemi has a solid glove, but he's really more known for his bat. He plays, I don't think I've ever seen a left fielder play farther than
You're
I've
not
seen.
going to see a lot of range this way,
Yeah.
but you will see good range this way.
Right, but I think Joey may need that help. I've never seen him play out there. I know sometimes you hurt his shoulders. I don't know how he's throwing the ball in, if that presents a difficulty. And then his right field also, he doesn't really have, I don't know who Maurice Miz is.
He was solid.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's solid.
So if he can provide that help for him, sure.
He's not going to blow you away with anything, but
Right.
balls hit, you know, here, he'll get for you. But anything, you know, that's not gettable, he's not going to get.
Right. So listen, it's a lot on Joey, but if Joey thinks that he can handle it, then listen, I'm excited to see it.
So the thing that I just want to go back to Ray for a second.
Sure.
The thing that I like the most about him is he can win you games,
100%.
but he won't lose you games.
Yes.
You know, he'll always give the field an opportunity. If he goes down in the count, he doesn't have the fastball, that ball's going to get put in play. He's not going to walk anybody. So I think that plays in their favor, just because they have the high upside, but even on the low side, it's up to the field.
And that's why he went first pitcher, you know,
Yeah.
because that's what he can
And
give you.
they were
Give him
very,
that.
they loved this. This is very big for them, the battery between Michael and Ray, because I think we can all agree that Michael is the best catcher in the league this year. So they're hoping that kind of synergy gets them through.
I was upset, honestly. I wanted Mike Sakkal.
Mike's it's tough when he goes off the board, because
He's
everybody's
the
like,
only catcher in the league, if you want to just feel this, that will actually go and back up first base on every single ground ball.
Yes.
He will be running. He beats me to first base.
More than that, he covers these
He's the only one that
balls,
can.
he gets these balls.
Right.
It's-
But and also you're not gonna steal home on him, right? You're not gonna if a ball's hit to the outfield
Yeah,
and it's a
you're
ground,
gonna think
not,
twice.
Yeah, you're not going
For
straight
sure.
home because he'll clean it up.
He's the first catcher that we're like going into detail because he actually has an effect in the plays each play. You know, like he's
He'll chat you up while you're batting.
Yeah.
He's an interesting, he's a good catcher. He's great.
But then we go up to the infield now, and we are trying to figure this out. Is it Irving? I'm hearing he's good. Is it Elliott? I'm hearing he's a first baseman. Maybe you want to put him at third because of a range kind of thing. I'm not quite sure what the plan is for third base. I'm sure Joey's got a plan. And Neil at short, who did a good job last year.
Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, Neil's a second baseman.
His true position is a second baseman, but he couldn't play. He has a good glove.
Yeah.
I've seen him make plays that I can't believe.
Like, wow,
It's
Neil.
possible that you can. No, even like it's just in general. Like, wow, he made that play.
Yeah.
But then sometimes he could just make a play like.
No,
what's
he was
happening?
a positive surprise for
Yeah.
Joey last season, and I think that
So
is
we're
why
back to-
Joey wanted him back so badly. I think when he took Neil, Mike Mann was on the board and other shortstops.
That's what my question was.
like
also,
I
exactly.
don't like I love Neil, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
And listen, you know what
We'll
he's doing
see.
when he's a hitter. He's going the other way, he's slapping that ball.
Yeah, no,
he'll
his
feature
bat
well in the lineup.
is fantastic. That's Neil's best facet of his game. And then we're coming over. Short center's got to be either if Elliott is playing third, then it would be Irving or vice versa.
I think Joey had a master plan to this, with a lot of his friends that he's playing
Yeah.
with. Maybe like lending a little bit from Isaac. Like he knows these guys. I don't know them enough to comment, but like for me, looking at the team, I'd say more so than Joey, the field is a problem, right? I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just praying and just hanging his hopes up on Ray. But then again, we're coming into the league this year. We're having deeper lineups.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And it's not gonna, like, you could quickly snowball, right? We have a lot of dangerous lineups, and I really don't know how this field is gonna be week in, week out.
So here's what's like really haunting me is that this is basically the team he had last year, and they were the last seed. Like they ended in last place. They ended up making a run in the playoffs just because playoffs is chaos. But over the course of a year, you drafted a very similar team. There are some changes. Ray's on this team
Ray's
now.
pitching
Michael's here, but
I don't know, the real question is are they still going to have the longest game, average length of game time in the league with Ray on the mound versus Joey? Also, another question I don't think we touched on is Ray going to pitch both? Is Joey going to come in and pitch sometimes?
I think Ray is pitching both
Ray's
games,
pitching both?
and I'm not as worried about Joey in center field. I think that he can do it. Just not so worried about that. I think that the outfield is actually serviceable. It's really this infield that I'm trying to figure out. I'm just not.
I guess Irving Seton's really your X factor there, because if he can have some range, if he could, help out with Neil. I don't know who's playing short center. Elliott Levy's a first baseman. To move first baseman,
Ronnie play third?
Ronnie, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Ronnie's serviceable at second, but I think
his ceiling is second
he
base.
tried to play third.
It did
for a
not
little
work
bit,
out.
and we were testing him over there, and they had to move him back to second. It's just a much tougher position.
It's not easy, especially with how hard the guys can hit the ball there. When we played them, we just kept going there.
Yeah,
We just
until he moved him.
right.
But I don't.
And I don't know Yaakov Levy and Joe Adea to play first base, and then David Didia is also another question mark. Where is he going to play him? I know they had some
David
issues.
Didia is-
I know we had some issues behind the plate last year.
Yes, and now you have Michael.
And then you have Michael
So-
behind the plate, so they're not giving it. I know Ray would definitely not be happy.
He's going to put him at second base.
What?
He's going to put him at second base. That's what he did last year.
Right, because he's going to put him
If
at
that's
second
the
base.
case, then Elliott Levy is most definitely playing third base, unless there's something I don't know, which would make Didia and Ronnie your second basemen, and Maurice Miz is serviceable and right. Joey Sakkal is not going to blow you away in center, especially with his bum shoulder, but
I think just no, that's good. Just needed some activity.
The outfield is lacking a little range for sure.
For me, it's another boom or bust, and it depends on the lineup. I think Joey just really cared about the lineup. I think he's hoping for Ray to carry him through games and his lineup to hit his way through. Because Mike Chicalo, leadoff, is a solid hitter, right? Same thing with Neil. Ray Sakkal, 445. Joey, 500. Those brothers can hit. Kemi, I think, is significantly better than his 283.
I agree with that actually.
I think when we
this is
played
gonna
him in
trend
this,
up.
when we played him in the playoffs, his bat was really good for Joey.
Yeah.
Elliott Levy 412, Irving saying at 7 they're saying he's good, and Maurice Miz at 326 at an 8-hitter. It's not
the worst line.
No,
it's not. It's not.
It's a good problem to have with your 8-hitters at 326.
I don't see a lot of these guys repeating. I think that some guys will go higher. I think that Neil's batting average will be higher.
I don't think Neil's a 318 hitter. I think Neil's in the 400
But I
range.
think that a lot of these guys can range anywhere between 200 and 300 and 400. So we don't know how many of these guys are going to hit 400 and how many of these guys are going to hit 200.
This is what happened with him last year. He was last place, but then when we played him in the playoffs, suddenly the guys just started hitting.
They hit.
So it just is what it is. You know?
Like you guys pointed out on my team, I don't see anyone here that is going to go way over your head. Maybe Ray Sakkal if he connects, but
yeah, but
really,
the way we played him in defense last
Yeah.
year, we stopped that.
I'm not seeing anybody that gets in the box and I'm thinking, oh wow, this guy might take us deep.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not going to take us deep, these batting averages, they got to be higher. If you're going to play that game, you got to hit at a higher clip.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just a question mark about the field and how they're going to carry through. And last year, from what I remember about Joey's team, there was a lot of joking around, but there was a lot of also raised voices. So it's seeing how they get through the season and how they play, especially with Ray on the mound, that he can get fiery on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the game with a lot of passion. So it's seeing if the guys can rally behind him and give him that field that he needs, because then the lineup really won't matter.
I think a lot of this team, we might not know Irving and Joe, and if these guys come through, this team could actually be a problem.
Right. But again, big ifs.
It's unknown. It's all ifs.
I'm also really worried about the outfield. I have to tell you the truth. I'm worried about the outfield.
I can see the range being a problem.
I can see the range being a problem. It's also really rough to be playing center field from experience for the first time in Canarsie. The outfield dips down. So balls that you're reading, the angles are different. The ball can get right under you and go out there. It's rough. And also the thing about Ray with his speed is that if you get a hold of one, you're taking that momentum right back off of it. So balls are coming at you in the field harder. They're coming faster. The game plays faster when you're playing with Ray. So it's seeing if they can keep up with that.
There's a lot of ifs. I agree with you. I think I'm ready to give my grade on this team.
Sure, go ahead, Ward.
I think that if everything kind of comes together and guys do hit like that or score a lot of runs, you'll win a few games. This infield, I'm not in love with it, and same goes for the outfield. I think especially when you bring back a team last year that didn't, perform so well, and I'm seeing a lot of those guys here. I think that until you prove me wrong that these guys can go out and win games consistently, this has to be a C- for me.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like we're all giving these grades, but it's gonna be like locker room material. I need to put it on the board. And
Prove me wrong. I want you guys to succeed, but
I can't give them a C- just because they have Ray on the mound and the lineup that they could potentially be if they all play to the upside of their potential. So I'm gonna give them a C. Just because I think that there's a lot of faith in certain unproven and untested players in certain positions. A lot of faith. Maybe Joey knows, but as of right now, from what we know and the information we have, it's tough.
I will say this team will be 10 out of 10 the most fun team to play for.
Yes.
I love a lot of these guys.
Yes.
I want them to win games. I want them to show me how they're going to do it.
No, I definitely think it could be fun. I'd rather, different word than fun, adventurous. It's going to be an adventure season for them. And listen, when you play them, tell your significant others that maybe 12:30, 12:45
Maybe with Joey.
With Joey is the more expected finishing time. But listen, they know how to play the game. They can play it right, so they're going to come and compete on a weekend.
I think they're going to need Michael Sakkal to really, really, really step up in a leadership role on this team.
Just those two, I can see them though getting through games, 1-2 run games, just based off Ray and him working.
Mm-hmm.
They can just catch you by surprise. They'll just, before you know it, Ray's working it, just mowing the ball in, and the game's over. Like, what happened to it?
I see.
Yeah, so I do like the lineup. I like Mike Sakkal, I like Neil.
Ray, Joey, they both have that bulldog mentality. Joey has that bulldog mentality. When it's hot out there, he figures out a way. Kemi's great. Kemi has a much stronger bat than 283. Kemi could hit home runs. The one thing that I didn't understand at all was, it's not a knock on Ray at all. Ray is probably the best pitcher in the league. It's Joey taking Ray at number 2 overall. Joey's a great pitcher. So to get someone a little bit better than you at 2 overall when you could have gotten somebody who was a natural shortstop or a natural center fielder, that just made a lot more sense to me. And because of that, it kind of hamstringed the whole defense. So with that being said, I give this team a C.
All right. Chaz, you're up.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of what Isaac just said. I definitely think he put himself in a bad position by taking Ray with his first pick. He didn't need to do that. He probably just wanted to build a team that he would have fun with and play with. I think this team, if they're going in with the attitude of not caring and just going out and having fun, then he'll succeed. But I as far as making the talent work, I think as far as the lineup goes, I don't think he's gonna put up enough runs. You know, as good as Ray is, I don't see sustainability. I don't see consistency. I don't see sustainability. These guys are not gonna come week in and week out and give you consistent numbers. And I don't think even on the defense, it's not. I don't see consistency with the positions that he has. You know, Ray's Ray, and Michael's Michael, but I think any one of these guys, or most of these guys, can really play great one week, and the next week.
That's what I was about to say. I think.
And you know, they might have a great week, and then next week it's just flat.
Yeah, I could see this team putting up 20 runs and throwing a shutout, and then I could see this team giving up 20 runs and getting a shutout.
Right. Again, I think it's going to be the matchups. I think again one of those teams that has to. They're going to make moves as far as positioning people. I don't know what he's going to do, but he has the pieces. I think the one thing he does, he can make moves where it's not going to hurt him in one area versus the other. Again, I think he's not. I don't see the strength in his defense compared to the other teams in the league. And as far as the hitting goes, I just don't think it's consistent. I don't think it's going to stay consistent throughout the season. I think it's just going to be one of those seasons where he might surprise you one week, and one week will fall flat on his face. I don't see that, the consistency at all. But again, I'm up there with the C as well.
All right.
C's across the board.
It's time to prove us wrong.
Up to Joey to prove it wrong. All right.
Thank you.